Thanks for staying with News 5. Former tour guide Yang Yin was sentenced to 6 years jail today for misappropriating $1.1 million from a wealthy widow. This comes a day after the 42-year-old Chinese national was jailed for 26 months for falsifying receipts as well as for immigration and cheating offences. The judge ordered that the sentences be served consecutively for a total sentence of 8 years and 2 months jail.
Yang Yin had preyed on the vulnerability of an elderly lady and bamboozled 89-year-old Madam Chung Kin Chun into entrusting him with substantial sums of money for purposes he never intended to fulfill. These were strong words from Principal District Judge Bala Reddy as he handed down a sentence of 6 years jail to Yang for 2 charges of criminal breach of trust. Madam Chung had entrusted Yang with looking after her assets, which were worth millions. But between 2010 and 2014, he nearly emptied her bank account. Citing the need for a deterrent sentence to protect the elderly and vulnerable, the prosecution had pushed for a jail term of between 10 and 12 years. But the judge said this would be particularly crushing, as the sentence must have regard to the amount misappropriated, as well as the relevant aggravating factors. Now, in passing sentence, the district judge accorded little weight to Yang Yin's plea of guilt, and that's because it was entered at a late stage and only after a protracted trial. This, he added, lessened its mitigating value. The prosecution says it will study the written grounds of decision before deciding on a course of action. But Madam Chung's niece, Miss Hedy Mok, said the sentence was too lenient and plans to appeal after consulting lawyers.
What he stole, not only money, he stole all her jewelry. He actually took away her dignity, okay? He didn't do what he was supposed to do, look after her. He didn't do that, okay? He didn't look into her welfare, and it's totally disappointing. The message out to the public now is to really look after the old, the vulnerable, the lonely, you know, because my aunt's case shows what can happen. I'm totally disappointed.
Yang's lawyer said he will be visiting his client in prison to see if he wants to file an appeal. He added that while Yang's sentence is longer than what the defense had argued for, he was still pleased with the outcome.
Prior to today's sentencing, he was nervous, he was anxious, and I think reasonably so. But after the sentence, my quick exchange with him, he was relieved.
Madam Mok has also filed a civil lawsuit against Yang in the High Court, which she says she still intends to pursue.